morning, boys and girls. I'm Gaius the guard. Now, some people just call me Guy, so I'll let you guys call me Guy. Today, I have a story for you. But first, have you ever felt fear? Have you ever been scared of something? And in those situations, have you ever thought of praising God in your fear? I know, it's difficult, right? But today I've got a story about two men who were able to praise God in the scariest of times. Have you ever heard of Paul and Silas? Yeah, they're pretty famous guys. But when I met them, I only knew them as prisoners. You see, they had gone out and they were preaching the word of Jesus in my town. And while they were preaching, they had healed a young girl, cast out a demon from her. And the guy who owned her, you see, she was a slave, was upset. He wanted Paul and Silas to pay the price for casting that demon out. You see, he was using this girl to tell people their fortunes. And now that the demon was out of her, well, he couldn't do that anymore. So he called them troublemakers and had them sent to prison. And that's where I met them. See, I, a young Gaius the guard, was guarding that night. I was told by my superiors, "Now, Gaius, I want you to protect this here prison. And if any prisoners escape, well, okay." So I had to make sure that no prisoners escaped. All of a sudden, once Paul and Silas were thrown in, we heard singing. They were praising God in the prison. Now, prison is nowhere that's fun. You see, people were sad and miserable. Some people were worried about being executed. But Paul and Silas had faith. And they were praising God even though they didn't know what was going to happen next. Now, I was guarding and I kind of listened in, but I didn't think much of it. When all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, there was an earthquake, and it shook everything. It shook to the right, and it shook to the left. And all of a sudden, all the doors opened up. Oh no, I thought. All the prisoners will leave. And if they leave, and I didn't want that to happen to me. But how could I stop them? I got down and I started crying because I didn't know what would happen next. But Paul and Silas were different. Instead of running away, they stayed in the prison. They knew that if they had left, they'd be putting me in danger. And they wanted to show me God's love, even when things were difficult. So, I went to them and asked, why? Why would you stay in the prison when you could have been free? Your God freed you. And they said that God was still working with them, that God still had work for them to do. I was so excited. I said, "Hey, could you meet my family? Could you come with me? And I need to show more people the type of people you guys are. What do you call yourselves again?" And they were Christians. They said they followed Jesus Christ. And He gave them the strength to be proud and to be loving and to be kind, even when the darkest situations. I wanted that too. And that's how I got converted. You see, boys and girls, many times we'll be in dark situations where we don't see the way out. But then, God asks us to be very different. Not to act like everyone else who's running and screaming and panicking, but to have faith. And because Paul and Silas had faith and were able to praise God, I was led to Jesus. I pray that you boys and girls are able to go off and stand for Jesus even in the darkest moments too. No matter what scares you, remember, God is watching. Thank you.